Hello guys and welcome to Russian with Dasha. Today I'm with Aden and Alondra and they came from Australia to Beijing and then they traveled to St. Petersburg all the way from Beijing by the Trans-Siberian Railway. Today I'm going to ask them a few questions. Enjoy the video.
Yeah, good. We've had a great trip.
Yeah?
Amazing time.
When did you decide to come to Russia and what inspired you?
Oh.
Yeah, for me, I've always wanted to see Russia. But for us in Australia, it's a really big trip. And to do the Trans-Siberian is a very expensive trip. We had to do it now or we would never do it.
It's been on our bucket list for a very long time. So we're so happy to have ticked it off.
But do you have any relatives from Russia or?
No, not at all.
Russia is such a different country. It's so different than anything that we know. Like, we spent a lot of time in Asia, South America and things like that. But Russia has such a massive history, huge culture. We didn't have too much information about Russia. We wanted to come and see for ourselves. It took us about 20 days by train, with stops, of course, along the way. We spent a little bit of time in China. We saw the Great Wall and everything like that. And then we went up through Mongolia. We stayed in yurts, which was really nice. The Mongolians are really good people.
Very friendly.
And then we spent a bit of time in more of your, I guess, eastern Russia, like Ulan-Ude. We went to Turka, which isn't really a city, it's very small, but it was really nice, near like Lake Baikal and everything like that.
I love Lake Baikal.
Yeah, we made our way along Kungur. I think we stopped at Novgorod, Suzdal, of course Moscow. Train station by train station, we made our way to St. Petersburg.
For a large portion of it, we traveled in a group.
Yeah, it was around 10 to 16 people in our group. So not too big.
What was your first impression of the Russian trains?
Much better than the Chinese trains.
Every train you travel on from Beijing to St. Petersburg gets better.
Yeah.
And it might be just a small thing, like the toilets or something like that. But every train you get on, it's like the rooms improve. The rail carriages, like the restaurant car, changes every train. Until it gets really nice towards the cities.
Clean and fresh linen as well, which I appreciated. It's always nice to have fresh pillows and
it's nice to have a door you can close, you know, and I really like the restaurant cars. It's a good chance to meet the locals.
Oh yes.
Eat, drink with them as well. The restaurant car completely changes every train.
What kind of people did you meet on the train? Were they friendly?
Yes, they were very friendly and mostly drunk. We met really drunk Mongolian at the start, and he spent his whole time drinking beers
and dancing.
And he was very funny, very cool guy.
Yeah.
And then we met drunk Russians that were hunters later on, and it was very difficult to understand them. Even if I spoke Russian, they were friendly as well. Everyone's happy to meet new people.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
very friendly people.
We made friends along the way. It was really nice.
Did you feel safe?
Yes, completely.
100%.
There's guards on the trains, but you can lock the door at night. If we got an extra person in our carriage that we didn't know, we just spent the time getting to know them, and you know, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all.
Have you met any of Russian babushkas?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're my favorite. Especially the cooking. Russian babushkas cooking.
Yeah.
So good.
So everywhere we stayed, we had a new babushka.
Yes.
And she just looked after us and made sure that we were always full, always happy.
They make you feel like they're your real grandmother. They're so caring, so lovely.
Tell me about the best moments from each place you visited.
Oh, that's difficult. I think in like Baikal, we actually had a really nice accommodation on the beach, the shore, and so we could do banyas during the day, and we could walk around the town. At night we had a bonfire. And when you were doing the banya, you could run and swim in the lake. It was really beautiful. And the guy there, he made his own vodka, so that was a really good experience too.
Kundur gingerbread making class was so much fun and so delicious.
The woman that runs the masterclass there, she's actually ranked, I think, as the best gingerbread cooker in the whole of Russia. And also in Kungur we had the ice caves, which is very cool. We really enjoyed
cool.
that. Moscow, I mean, you have all the Red Square and the Kremlin and Lenin's Mausoleum, all that, which was very interesting, but I'm a big Metro 33 fan, and so I was just so happy to be on the trains and the subway. It was so cool going from station to station. Every station, it's got so much history, beautiful art, and it's so different from the last station. I was just happy just to spend a whole day just traveling from station to station. So
I was walking in the stations with my mouth like this, like looking at everything. Like, it's incredible.
The stained glass and
so beautiful.
The statues and all the tile work and everything like that.
What about that Old Believers Village?
Yeah, we went to an Old Believers Village where they remarried us. We had to do a marriage ceremony.
They dressed us up in the traditional costumes.
Yeah, and they made us dance for them and put on a big meal for us, a feast. That was really nice. They sang for us. That was cool.
Susdal as well had beautiful churches.
We had so many highlights. Like we've been going non-stop for a month now, and so it's hard to remember everything we've done. I'm glad we did it this way because then we got to see the Great Wall and everything like that, but it was leading up to places like Moscow and St. Petersburg, which is a perfect ending to our trip. Mongolia was so good.
It was really
we had this crazy guy that was our guide. His name was Nemo. He showed us how to cook the dumplings. He showed us how to do archery. They showed us the throat singers and the professional archers and everything like that. It was really, really nice.
You drank some of their moonshine.
Their drinks are horrible though. Like everything is like, what do you call it?
Butter.
They put rancid butter in their alcohol and you're just like, stop. It's too much for me. But they're really, really hospitable people, and staying in a yurt was a really good experience. You know, it's like raining outside, but you keep on putting the wood on the fireplace to keep warm, and I'm glad we did it. And it was definitely a highlight of our trip.
Can you tell more what you've done in St. Petersburg?
Wow. Two of the things that I wanted personally to do was we went to a shooting range and we got to shoot the AK-47, but also the P.P.S, like the old World War II gun. It was so much fun, and it was actually a great experience. Another thing I had to do was get a tattoo here, which I just got last night, and I'm very sore. But Russia, in my opinion, has some of the best tattoo artists in the world. I've been following some of them for years, and just to find one of the guys that I'm a really big fan of and get him to do a piece for me was really good. Obviously, we did the touristy things as well. We didn't just come to shoot guns and get tattoos.
I really enjoyed the Matryoshka painting doll class.
They call it the Matryoshka Museum, which is really good. You can paint your own Matryoshka doll. You can paint one, or you can paint 3 of them. They show you their own techniques, and they're really helpful, and it's a really good gift to give to somebody, a Matryoshka that you made yourself.
Yes.
I'd really recommend that as well. We went and saw the Hermitage. Wow, as much of the Hermitage as we could see, because it is absolutely huge. There's millions of pieces that they have on display. But for us, we just wanted to mostly see the art.
We went to see Swan Lake at the, I've forgotten the name, sorry, the Hermitage.
Yeah, the Hermitage Theatre. And also took a boat cruise, which you're meant to do when you come to St. Petersburg. You're meant to see St. Petersburg from the water. If you're coming outside of summer, maybe rug up a little bit, because, you know, it can get a little bit cold on the boat. People have compared, this is not me, people have compared St. Petersburg to Melbourne, where we come from. And we feel that in a way because obviously this city is a lot older, has a bigger culture and everything like that, but there's a lot of similarities too, like the nature in the city, multicultural, everyone's friendly, so many interesting things to constantly see and do. and so much influence from around the world. Feels more at home than anywhere we've been on the trip.
Have you ever been in some dangerous situations?
Not really. We were actually surprised by how safe it is. Even Moscow and St. Petersburg, we never felt that you shouldn't be walking out late at night. There's so many cities in the world where you wouldn't go out at night, you know? I didn't find that here.
I will say probably Ulan-Ude was the one time we weren't in any danger, but we saw a pickpocket like following us.
Yeah, we caught her. She was trying to catch up with us.
Yeah.
There are pickpockets here, but there's pickpockets in every city in Europe.
I feel very safe.
We felt very safe.
Yeah.
We didn't even worry about what time it was.
Yeah.
Have you ever been asked by a police officer to
We
show
haven't
passport?
been harassed by any police officer, not once. The border crossings are interesting because, you know, obviously they have to check the whole train and, you know, you have to stand in the corridor. Even then, you know, they were still friendly. There was no problems. They never were intimidating. We carry our registration papers from hotel to hotel just in case, but no one's ever stopped us. For me, the strangest thing was not in Russia, but China, when they've put a toboggan ride down from the Great Wall. So it's like a theme park. They love their amusement parks over there. So that was strange.
Horseradish vodka.
We didn't know why you'd make that.
Very interesting, very weird.
It doesn't make any sense to us. What was surprising to us is how open everyone is about talking about history, talking about politics. We didn't expect that because some of the countries we've been to, especially that have had a dark history, have been very careful about what they say and they don't want to talk about it. Maybe they want to forget about it. But in Russia, we found that, you know, especially in Moscow, people were happy to talk about politics, modern or back then, capitalism, communism, wars, and just general history and what people went through. And, you know, we went to the Gulag in Perm as well.
Yeah.
And it's great that you can have these conversations and not forget your past, learn from your past. Don't deny that it ever happened, I guess.
The Russian people are just always happy to talk about everything and anything, which I love.
Do they speak English?
I found a lot of people actually did, and even if they thought they didn't speak English very well, they actually did.
Maybe a lot of people are shy to respond to us, but we found that a lot of people understood what we were saying.
Yeah.
We've had no language barrier. We've always been able to get our point across.
Yeah.
We've never gotten lost or anything like that.
Do you agree that people who travel only to Moscow don't see the real Russia?
Yes,
Absolutely,
100%.
absolutely. You need to get a full view of the country, and Moscow. It's just a part,
Yeah,
you know.
just one part, but I think like
You need to
said,
get
all the cities,
away from
all
it
the
as
places
well.
we saw make it the whole, make the experience.
The whole experience,
Yeah.
We saw so many different lifestyles, so many different architectures, I guess, as well.
So many wonderful people that we've met in Russia. We've
Absolutely.
made some lifelong friends, I think.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Before you get on the train, maybe pack some snacks and toilet paper. It can help.
I recommend bringing like baby wipes or some shower sheets or something. There's no shower on there, so.
Yeah. So yeah, be prepared that maybe for a few days in a row, it's going to be hard to have access to a shower or something like that. Be prepared for long distance trip. Maybe bring something to read. Definitely meet people in the restaurant car and start conversations, meet new people. That's the whole purpose of this trip. Enjoy the scenery. It's going to change throughout the year. Lucky for us, we came, you know, in autumn. We're seeing all the different colors of the leaves and everything like that. It's really nice. If you are going to do the Trans-Mongolian, definitely be prepared for border crossings in the middle of the night. It's not easy. They can go from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. So, you know, you're going to be tired doing these border crossings, but it's just part of the trip, I guess.
Also, it gets very hot on the train, so I recommend bringing something that, like a t-shirt, singlet,
clothes that you're comfortable in. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
because it gets
sure.
very hot on the train.
But you won't get cold.
No,
so
you won't get cold.
Do not worry about that. That is not an issue.
But you will get hot.
You will get hot.
What's your favorite Russian food?
I love all the soups.
The soup.
Borscht.
Vareniki. What else? There's so much yummy.
I love your desserts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just blin. Yeah, blini. I enjoy those. You love putting cream on everything.
Lots of cream.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat dishes that are really nice as well.
Is it easy for a vegetarian to travel?
She's actually vegan.
Oh,
Well,
vegan.
I would say like China, Mongolia was a lot easier for me than in Russia, but I just had to make sure that I asked for the cream to be either put aside or just left out, and that was fine. I never found a problem. Once I told them that I couldn't have that, they were more than happy to make it so that I could eat it.
If you're thinking of coming to Russia and you have food allergies or you're a vegetarian, vegan, whatever, it might pay to learn maybe a few words so that you can say exactly what you can't have.
Yeah.
Maybe even get a paragraph translated so that you can show them what you can't eat. We've had them take the food away and then bring us new food, you know, just to make us happy.
It
So
made me feel like it was ever an issue.
Do Russians drink a lot of vodka?
Yes.
not enough, in my opinion.
Not enough. Oh,
You know, it was
I love
funny.
vodka.
In Australia, there was one Russian vodka I really wanted, and it was going to cost me over $50 to get this bottle, and I didn't get it before this trip. And then I come here and I go into a shop, and there it is. It's like $6. Another thing is cigarettes here.
Oh yeah, so cheap.
Cigarettes are so cheap. In our country, alcohol and cigarettes are highly taxed. If you're coming here, even if you don't smoke or drink, maybe bring some home for your friends because it's really cheap. We've got so many souvenirs for our friends, just funny ones, you know, like Putin magnets, Putin t-shirts,
We have a
things
couple
like
of
that.
ushankas as well.
Yeah, ushanka. Gingerbread,
Gingerbread.
which is nice.
Matryoshka dolls.
Yeah, for sure.
Instruments as well.
They're reasonably priced too, they're not too expensive, so if you've forgotten to get some souvenirs, you can quickly grab some on just a normal walk.
Would you come here solo?
I would have no problem with that. We have never been in a situation where we felt in danger. This is so much safer than a lot of places we've been to around the world.
I would feel pretty safe actually.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
As soon as you come to a place like this, you instantly make friends,
That's true.
so you'll never be alone. My biggest tip for anyone thinking about coming to Russia is to come to Russia. Because if you love adventure, there is more adventure here than you can handle. But if you love art and history and culture, again, there is more than you can ever learn here. So we are definitely going to come back, and we do a lot of travel, but this is one of the only places that we would be happy to come back to.
I would say just do it. Take a chance and do it. I think a lot of the things that you may think of Russia, as soon as you get here, you'll find out that it's completely different, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just book the ticket and come.
Yeah, you won't regret it. It's a really good trip. I would definitely recommend that anyone who's coming here, if you're English speaking, to actually study the Cyrillic alphabet, because it's not that hard. We had a copy of it, and people were getting their head around it within a couple of days, you know, and it'll really help because being an English speaker in Russia, if you can sound the words out, they might sound familiar to you, and after a while you go, well, that means cafe, and that means restaurant, and that means cinema. So it actually makes a lot more sense, and it helps you out so that you know where you are.
But do you know any, like, can you say can you say hello in Russian? They learn.
Здравствуйте. Yeah, because there's always the temptation when you're learning Russian is to learn all the short words, because then you'll remember them, like привет or пока or something like that.
Yeah.
But in Russian you have to be formal before you are familiar with people, so you have to start with the long words
Yeah.
and then go to the small words.
Yeah.